This is episode 2 of our house buying saga. This is Penny's Not Perfection, and we've been saving up for a home down payment for a couple years now, and we recently put an offer on a house. Recently, as in 2 days ago. So we put in an offer the day that we saw the house, and then yesterday they came back and said they wanted best and final offers by 8 p.m. last night. So they obviously have multiple offers on this house, which is fine. It's a great house. It's a good location. Obviously, we like the house and we want to buy the house. So it makes sense that there are a lot of offers on this house, or at least more than just our offer. There's at least 2. We know there's at least 2. There's us and someone else. So they wanted the best and final offers for this house. And I'm like, okay, can we do anything better? For us, yesterday was all about figuring out if we could do more, if we wanted to do more, and were we okay with losing out on this particular house if we didn't change our offer, if we didn't do anything else. So we got that news kind of midday yesterday that they wanted the best and final offers. They obviously weren't accepting our first offer, and they wanted to see what everyone could do by 8 p.m. So we talked to a realtor, we talked to each other, we talked to family and some people that we've been talking about with throughout this process. And then we decided that we were going to increase our offer. So we didn't increase the asking price, but we did change what we were asking for closing cost. We did originally ask the seller to pay up to $7,500 in closing costs, and we changed that. So we reduced that by $5,000. So they would be, getting overall $5,000 more based on our offer. So that was really the only place that I felt like we had wiggle room, is to change that, because we already were not having a contingency to sell our house. We don't have to sell our house to do this. We could close in 30 days. So we already had pre-approval. We talked to the mortgage people. We knew we could close quickly. There shouldn't be any issues with that. We had put our best offer in kind of already for the mortgage because we didn't want to go too high. We know that we're going to have 2 mortgages. So if things go bad and we have to cover 2 mortgages, it would be nice to not have the highest mortgage possible. So we really didn't want to take out more debt and a higher loan. So I didn't want to increase that, but we felt like we could come up with more money on the closing side. So that's what we did. So we put in our final offer, our best offer. We amended it. We put in that final offer. And then we put that in kind of afternoon-ish, mid-afternoon. I can't remember what time, around 4. And then we had to wait 4 hours basically until the 8 p.m. deadline. And then of course we realized they weren't going to make an instant decision. So we waited last night. And then we are now waiting this morning on the 3rd day. Yes, 3rd day. First day, offer day. 2nd day, best up offer, final offer. And then 3rd day, now the 3rd day. This is episode 2, but this is day 3. And we are now waiting to hear back. Right now, it's just a waiting game. And I kind of forgot how crazy it is to be buying a home and the waiting. You're waiting to hear back if they liked your offer, if they didn't, if they're going to counter, if they're going to take someone else's offer. And you're making this huge life decision, and it's in someone else's hands. It's not even in your hands anymore. You don't get to make the final decision. You don't get to decide if you get this house or not. And that is just such a wild concept, and something that I forgot about in the house buying process, especially if you're not the only person with an offer in. If you're competing against multiple people, you are waiting for your fate to be determined. And of course, there's other houses. If we don't get this house, it's fine. We can find another house. We are very particular about what kind of house in the area, of course, but there's going to be other houses. Maybe it takes a few more months. Maybe it takes another 6 months, because honestly, it took forever to find this house. So maybe it does take a long time. That's okay. Another house will come along. But we don't get to pick right now. We don't get to decide that. We have put our best foot forward, and now it's just in someone else's hands, which is crazy when you think about it. This huge life decision, and you don't get the final choice or decision on it. You're just waiting for someone else to pick you, to choose you, to pick your offer. And that's crazy. As someone that doesn't love to give up control and likes to keep control of things, it's the weirdest position to be in. I do feel okay with it because we did put our best offer in. We really shouldn't do more or couldn't do more in my mind. So I think that it is what it is. If someone else has a better offer and they have the ability to take a larger mortgage and beat our price by a huge amount, like, please take that money, seller, like, enjoy your life. And be happy. But I feel at peace with what we did because we put our best offer forward. So that was great. And honestly, that's the best you can do, is just hope for it to be enough. So obviously we love this house. We would love to live there. And we put in what I think is a strong offer. So we've done our best. We have tried our best. And that was what Jason and I decided. We wanted to just give it our best shot and see what happened and see what worked out. And I think we did that. So I'm really happy with the offer we put in. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And right now it's one of those situations where it is what it is. And like, it works out or it doesn't. But waiting to hear back on a house offer it's got to be the worst part of buying a house. It really does. It has to be the worst part because there's nothing you can do. There's no action you can take. You're just waiting for someone else to make a decision and you're just sitting there. It's got to be the worst part, I think, personally. So other things I did yesterday on the second day is I did get pre-approval from a second mortgage person. So we submitted our first offer with a pre-approval from one mortgage company. And then I did get pre-approval from a second. And I just wanted to make sure that I'm getting at least two, probably more even. I might check with another person on the closing costs and the expected rate and kind of like play the field and see what's out there and what's the best possible option if we do get a mortgage. So I want to make sure that we are getting the best situation for us if we do get a yes from the seller. So if we do get our offer accepted, like, I want to make sure that we're getting the best rate and the best closing costs so that like we are setting ourselves up for as much success as possible. So I did contact and go through that process with two people, and I talked to both of them yesterday. Of course, they both want our business, so they were both very nice and helpful and quick to respond, which was great. And I think obviously not a lot of people are getting mortgages these days. So if someone is getting a mortgage, like, they are on top of it, which is great. It's kind of nice as a customer, like, to hear that and to have that response. So we're on top of that. We did that yesterday. And then last night, the last thing that I've heard before this morning after school drop off was last night around 9 or 10, our realtor just checked in with us and said he hadn't heard anything, but obviously our offer was submitted, received, and they were thinking everything over. So we should hear today. And I'll make episode 3 about this process. But right now we're just in a waiting pattern. We're just holding. We're just waiting to see if someone else decides that we deserve this house and that we will get it because our offer was the strongest. I assume that no news is good news because we're still in the running, at least. Like, if there was a clear front runner, that if someone was like dropping over asking price in cash, like, they would have chosen that offer by now. They would have already picked it. So we must still be in the running with our offer, which is nice, which is great, because we would love to live there. It would be a great place to live. And it worked out that we didn't have to sell our house immediately. We still may end up selling our house. Honestly, that's still on the table if we get this new mortgage and it's just like, oh, this is too much. So that's not off the table for us, but we don't have to do it immediately. So I really like that we didn't have to like stress ourselves out and immediately sell our house just to buy this house. We have some breathing room and some time, so that will be good if it happens. So right now we're waiting, we're hoping, we're sending good vibes into the universe and toward the seller to pick us, so that we can move on to this next phase of our lives. We will see. But I just wanted to make a video updating you guys because so many of you have been following this whole journey. I will do a video as well about the details of what we kind of pulled together, how we pulled together money, because we did offer more than my last home down payment savings update. So I will tell you where the money came from and all of that in the next video. But right now I'm going to go actually check in with my realtor and my husband and see if any news has been heard. So I will catch you in the next video. Okay, slight update to the video I just made, but they have asked us if we are flexible on our closing date. So I don't know if that means forward or backwards, really not sure. But as soon as I finished my video and turned on my car, we got the text from the realtor saying that the seller asked if we're flexible, and he said probably so, and I said yes so we'll see what happens. Oh my gosh, that seems like a good sign, you guys. That seems like a good sign. So it seems like a good sign.